Hello, I'm DerTebbers, and this is your simulator game review of Farming Simulator 15 from Giants. Farming simulators are repetitive. I've said it once, I'll say it many more times. The player plows the field, cultivates, sows, fertilizes, harvests, maybe bales, sells the product, rinse, and repeat. This sounds terribly dull, and in some ways it is, but when done right, it can be a relaxing break from the insanity of daily life. And when you want that insanity, you throw in the excitement of cutting down trees, and you get not just an exciting simulator, but a 2-for-1 farming and woodcutting simulator. Does Farming Simulator 15 create a quantum leap over its predecessor, or is it more of a gentle improvement? The graphics are beautiful. The brand new engine really shines through in the look of the game. The foliage looks better, the crops look better, even the tractors look better. The game looks like it has the HD polish it needs to stand above the rest. The improvement in graphics extends to smaller details. The way the dirt moves when you cultivate or plow. It is so much better than that dull look that was in Farming Simulator 2013. The way the tractors get dirty is a huge improvement over the always pristine look of the tractors previously. And in fact, looks to be a huge leap over even what the modding community was doing in Farming Simulator 2013. Overall, graphics are the biggest gain. Everything looks better and can, in most cases, compete with the best of the mods that were out for Farming Simulator 2013. Performance is good. I get a solid 60 frames per second in almost every condition, except for when I'm running fraps, in which case I accept I'm going to get 30 FPS from time to time. But this does not mean things are perfect. Turn on the lights and the whole game will pause for a moment. While lights might not be the first thing that you try, this behavior isn't far from the way Farming Simulator 2013 behaved when trying to calculate the lighting cones. Still, it's disappointing that this issue, which was prevalent in Farming Simulator 2013, wasn't addressed in the 2 years that Giants had in building Farming Simulator 15. Screen tearing is constant for me. Some people are not reporting this issue, but there isn't a movement I do where I do not see at least some screen tearing occurring. Cutting trees can, eventually, affect your performance. Now, this is not a complaint so much as an observation. At a point, for me, about 50 trees, you need to clean up the limbs and trunks to get your frame rate back. Otherwise, you're going to languish with a beautiful 6 to 8 frames per second. Gameplay is, right now, at issue. Multiplayer is a mess. Not only does it lag when players cut trees, but limbing the trees is client-side, not server-side. So if you limb the tree, the other people on the server still see the limbs on the tree because it only affects your client. And of course, Giants still does not have single sign-on to prevent impersonation. Which reminds me, that DerTebbers you played Farm Sim with wasn't me. When you enter your saved game with logging equipment that wasn't stored in a very specific manner, this happens. How was this not caught in QA? I have no idea, but it is something to be aware of. Arsenal Roberts did mention that this was actually a problem in the very early iteration of Farming Simulator 2013 as well, with tractors, and was patched out, so there's hope here. Don't hit a car. They are nothing but rolling blocks of concrete. They will bounce your tractor as though you are the most lightweight air and helium-filled device there is, and they are not, which seems to be a little bit backwards of how it should be. Cars will also cause issues by pinning in your hired worker, since they stop inches from your tractor. I have had hired workers wrap their seeder around a car and get pinned in to the point that I had no choice but to reset the tractor and equipment in order to break the traffic jam that was created. Speaking of your hired workers, they are still the most useless waste of time and money. I am absolutely flabbergasted that Giants did not bother to look at how the Auto Combine and Auto Tractor mod was created and build a better hired worker. And that's not all. Giants did keep the US map, the Westbridge Hills map, from the Titanium expansion, but they still didn't give us any new crops or animals. Soybeans and oats are a common crop that replace barley and canola here in the United States. We do not have nearly as much barley and canola as we do soybean and oat. So why wasn't this added? Neither were pigs added, and pigs were an extremely popular mod in Farming Simulator 2013. It's these little oversights that really make me wonder what's going on at Giants. Most of the gameplay is completely unchanged from Farming Simulator 2013. Harvesting is harvesting, plowing is plowing, cultivating is cultivating, seeding is seeding. There's not much there. What is changed is the addition of logging. Now, logging feels okay. Cutting down the tree is mostly good. Every once in a while you will cut down a tree and the tree won't fall. I'm still unsure why that happens. If you cut enough, it does eventually fall. And I have encountered more than a few ghost trunks. And they're trunks that are longer than the physical logs. So you physically see a log that's maybe 3 meters, but in actuality it's probably 6 meters long if you include the ghost portion of it. This did happen when I had cut 50 trees down, so there could be an issue with having to reconcile all of the downed timber. Still, it is nice to take revenge on those trees that caused you so much grief in Farming Simulator 2013, even if the money you make from selling those trees completely unbalances the game. Most of us had high hopes for Farming Simulator 15. Sadly, in my opinion, the game misses in a lot of these areas. Giants had a great opportunity to create a huge leap over Farming Simulator 2013. The new engine looks like an extremely good start, once the graphical issues are sorted out. But it feels that they concentrated so much on the engine and the logging that they forgot to evolve any other part of the game. And in my opinion, this was a missed opportunity. Giants has been, to date, good about patching their games. So I do hold hope that they will patch out the bugs, smooth the graphics, and perhaps even address the lack of new content, or old content if you like old tractors. This does not mean that Farming Sim 15 is a bad game. No, it's not a bad game. It is an okay game with the potential to be a great game. It will be up to Giants to take those next steps to move towards greatness. Let's just hope they do it and support them as best we can. I've been DerTebbers. This was your simulator game review of Farming Simulator 15. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go cut a combine out of a tree and fire a hired worker.